Hello Year 9, I hope you're all keeping well and that you have been able to get on with the work I set you from last week for lessons 1, 2 and 3, where we've started this Sportswear project. Thank you to those of you who've responded already, sending work to me. It's been really good to see what you've come up with. Don't rush this, this is meant to be a GCSE project, so I'm hopefully going to get to see that you've put in a sort of 3 hours that is required for each week's worth of work. This is obviously lesson 4. We're going to be looking at more research into sportswear. So for the next lesson, what we need to do is to have got your results from your survey that you wrote last week. So you will probably need to pause this or come back to this lesson having carried out your survey. Okay, please try and ask at least 2 teenagers in order to get a range of responses. The more you can ask, then the better, the more you'll have when it comes to analysing your data. I realise it's tricky if you don't live with any teenagers or live near to teenagers, particularly in the lockdown. But if you can email or message or Zoom or phone your questions to your friends, that would be really, really good. Okay, and obviously make sure you're writing down your answers. You can also be one of your teenagers in order to get another set of results. So for this piece, hopefully you've now got your findings. You're going to analyse your findings from your focus group, which is obviously targeting teenagers. And what you've also done, just a reminder, is that you've used a primary source of research, first-hand research by going directly to the people that you have needed to target. You should hopefully be able to explain the benefits of using graphs in order to display results. So we're really focusing on graphs and results today. All of you should hopefully be able to identify the main findings from your survey and name one type of graph. Most of you will hopefully be able to identify what's most popular, what's least popular when you analyse your results, and you should be able to name 2 or more graphs. Some of you will be able to analyse all findings. This is the grade 7, 8 and 9. You should hopefully be able to have lots of data, having asked a good range of people, and you should be able to add a conclusion as to how you're going to use your findings. So for instance, what's most popular or what the most popular colour is will be something that you feature in your designs, and you should be able to give me all names of the types of graph that you choose. A new term to learn today is mathematical modelling, which basically means exploring and experimenting with data. Graphs are obviously a common part of that because they visually give us clues and identify where there's a need or a popular item. Fantastic for designers to work with. Okay, so mathematical modelling is basically using figures, results to explore and see what is worth continuing with. They're a way for people to work out information, to display patterns and so on, trends, and they are actually used in a really wide range of industries, from schools to supermarkets, from oil companies and to hospitals. Okay, all results, different kinds of results would be used for those companies via graphs. Here are 3 types of graphs. I've just picked 3, but there are many more out there. They are used to show with colour and shape and pattern different things. So you have a pie chart on the left there, clearly showing us that the USA has the highest number of something. You have a vertical bar graph, again showing us that the sort of jade colour in the middle there is the highest, and that the dark blue colour represents the lowest. It didn't show on Google Image when I found this graph what it actually is meant to represent, so it is always worth making sure you have a labelled key to your results, okay, and which we can see here in the line graph in the bottom right hand corner. Temperatures are at the left hand side, months of the year are along the bottom, so we can see that Tokyo has the highest temperature in August, and we can see there that Berlin has the lowest temperature in December. So really easy visual ways of interpreting data, and I'd like you to think about which one of these you might like to use when you show what teenagers like and dislike. You might like to use a range of them, and I'll show you how to do that now. So on PowerPoint there is a really nice easy way of entering data to create your graphs. If you don't have PowerPoint, please do not worry, we'll wait till we're back in school and we can use the school laptops to have a explore on this. If you do have access to a computer with PowerPoint, fantastic. If you don't and you use Google Drive, then you can use Slides, which is basically the same, it's a Google version of PowerPoint. If you are working purely looking at this on your phone, please don't worry. You could just use paper, but please make sure you're using a ruler if you're going to do a bar chart, or make sure that you're using a compass or a circle to draw around if you're doing a pie chart. Make your graph neat, color code it, add a pattern perhaps, and make sure it has a key so that we know what it's representing. So to do this, number one, click on Insert in the top left hand corner, and then number two, click on Charts. Okay, and it will come up with this if you look at the screen. Then number three, pick out what type of graph or chart you want to use to display your results. So you've got a whole range there to choose from, and there are little visual diagrams there to show you the differences between them. And again, once you click on one of those, it will give you further choices, whether you make your graph look 3D, whether you choose certain color schemes. You can see from my screen what will come up. Step 4, once you've clicked on the graph you want to use, a spreadsheet will appear. This is very, very similar to what comes up when you do Excel. Okay, so this is where you can see it says things like category in series 1 and series 2 and so on. You don't need that there. You need to start changing that. So if you look at number 5, in the bottom right hand corner there, you can see I've started to type in my own information. So this one was about what is your favourite type of sportswear? For teenagers, obviously. And I asked 3 teenagers, let's pretend, and I've used 4 products. So the products have been written into column A there: joggers, hoodie, top or vest, and shorts. And then along the top there, in row 1, I've put in teenager 1, teen 2, and teen 3. Obviously, if you have more teenagers, keep on going. Obviously, if you have more products than me, please keep going, but I just did this as a quick example. I've then started to type in my data, which again is made up. So I've pretended that 1 person liked joggers, 2 people have liked hoodies, and that's it so far. Okay. So once all my data is in, it will automatically create a graph, and you can see this here. I can amend it. I have added a title so it shows clearly what the graph is representing. Teenagers' favourite sportswear. I can see from looking at this, obviously more data has been added, that joggers are the most popular. Hoodies, not so much. Remember, you can use this in all your other subjects as well, not just DT textiles. It would be really good to see that if you can have access to this method, with PowerPoint or Excel or slides, that you can use a range of graphs. So try and have a range of questions, favourite colour, favourite type of decoration, favourite type of fastening, those kind of things could be your questions that you then analyse and put into results. Okay, so hopefully this has made sense. So hopefully you now have produced your graphs, and in doing so you can then produce your overall conclusion about your findings. What does your target group want? What do they not want? What's the least popular in each type of graph that you've come up with, either on paper or on the computer? What has it taught you? Be specific for each graph. Don't just say teenagers want joggers. Be specific. Hopefully you can come up with, like I say, the favourite colour, favourite decoration, least favourite. Be really specific. That will be very, very useful later on. And name at least 1 type of graph. Hopefully you can do that now, maybe even 2 or 3 from the ones that I've shown you. Maybe you've used graphs that I haven't mentioned. And finally there, why are graphs used? Think about the benefits. I hope this all makes sense. Remember, you can email me any concerns that you have, any questions about the work, jwoodward214@townsend.hearts.sch.uk. Take care. See you soon, guys. Bye.